Let's start off with that defection yesterday. What does it mean? Is it significant at all, or is he just trying to prove a bit of a point?
Well, I think it's significant because I think it has helped Boris Johnson. I mean, there's nothing that most members of Parliament detest more than a defection. I was listening to the radio this morning and there were two people who defected from the Conservative Party, I don't know, 20 and 30 years ago, and I switched off because that's how strongly I feel about it after all these years. I mean, Christian Wakeford is going to have quite an unhappy life, I'm afraid, because, you know, his old colleagues will give him absolutely the cold shoulder. And he's going to find it very difficult working, for instance, with the constituency party in the south of the Labour Party that has spent all this time opposing him.
See, I'm in two minds about it. On one hand, you know, my initial reaction is, you know, does the man have no shame? I mean, it's quite shameless, I think, to be honest, to defect to your opponent so, you know, dramatically. I won't take him seriously, I don't think, ever again. But on the other hand, if somebody no longer supports their government, then is it morally right, actually, that maybe they go and publicly say, I don't support you anymore, I'm moving on to somebody else?
I think the weakness in his position is that, you know, it's so recent since he was elected for the first time that he's been consistently voting with the government on quite contentious issues on which the Labour Party has had a very strongly opposed position. So it's really quite difficult, I think, for him to argue that he's been moving towards the Labour Party's positions. Everyone can understand that he's got fed up with Boris Johnson. Lots of members of Parliament have. But what he's done is something very different. And I think he will find it difficult to justify. I don't think you've actually asked me whether I think there should be a by-election. I think ethically...
Should there be a by-election?
Well, I think ethically there should be a by-election. There rarely is. I think it would be an interesting risk for Labour to take because I think they probably would win the by-election, probably quite handsomely. But it would be very painful within Bury South itself. Can you imagine... you know, all those Labour Party workers going out and knocking on doors for the person that they detested until yesterday morning.